Hello guys, the GB Grinder here, back at it again with another video, and this time I am here with Walter, Jule, and what'd you play and what'd you place?
I played SwordSoul Tenny and I got second place.
Yep, and you want to do any shoutouts before we hop into the deck profile?
Yes, so my store, San Isidro Games, is having a case tournament this Saturday, the 22nd. So if you're in the Southern California area, it's in San Diego. Um, you're welcome. We have limited space, so if you're interested in playing, you can find me, Walter Jule, on Facebook. Just message me, and then for any more info that you might need or to pre-register.
Alright, let's hop right in.
Yeah, so this is if you've ever seen my Denver deck list, it's basically the same thing. Except I just fine-tuned it a little bit more. So over there I played 43 cards, which it was like a joke. And I didn't think people would actually play 43 cards for the rest of the format. Like more, everybody plays 43 cards now, which is crazy, or like 44 or 42. You're just not supposed to do that, dude. You were not supposed to play. You were still supposed to play 40 cards. So my deck's actually 41 cards because I needed space in my side deck. So I was like, whatever, I'll just main some of my side deck cards. But it's pretty standard. So the 3 Ecclesia, can't play 2, 3 Moe, obviously, 3 Long. There's no. I've seen some people. They say they side one out. I think that's crazy. Or I've seen people main 2. I mean, whatever. But just 3 for sure. 2 Tai. 1 is fine sometimes, but it really hurts if you manage it with desires and your Ecclesia just becomes like dead. And then 2 is good. The hand traps are Veiler, Ash, and Perm like always. Um, they're all fine. The only thing is Ash sometimes in the mirror match you'd rather have like a Chalice, but against like DP this is good to stop the fusion against like still does stuff. It's
Yeah.
still Ash, whatever.
Is there a reason that you chose to like play those hand traps specifically over something like, Nib, like you said, Chalice, Droplet, like other going second cards?
Yeah, so I think you need to play hand traps. So I'm not trying to like break the board. I'm trying to like stop the combos. Especially for like I think I'm trying to beat mirror and birds. And I think for the mirror match you really want to stop Moye. You don't want to try to break the board because Moye resolving is like a win condition. You get to draw a card, you get to search a blackout, and you get negation on the field, which is just I think way too much to handle. Even if you have a card like Chalice to try to trade with like one of the negates, they already plus 2 off of their 1 Moye, so you're kind of trading. You're doing 1-for-1 trades, but they went plus 3, so
Yeah.
you're not gonna like get consistently win like that. So I want to hard stop them. Um, that's why I think Veiler Imperm are the best ones. Ash is just it's just the next best one. If it could be 3 more Veilers, I would rather have that, but there isn't like another Veiler. Mourner almost is good, but it can't stop Moe. So it just has to be Ash. Gamma is really good, but obviously it's bad going first.
Yeah.
Nibiru is weird because they conflict with Tennies, but it's kind of decent. Gamma and Nibiru are in my side deck, so when they go second, they are there as more impactful options. But going first, you kind of want to draw into these with Moye itself, and
Yeah.
it's just generically good, so might as well.
Alright.
Also, normal summon it a lot, and synchro with it. It's weird.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, so I think those hand traps are fine. The tennies 3-3-3. So I still think. Oh, and the vessels. So I still think you want to max out on the tennies. I always want to open tennies because those are the extenders of the deck, and they also serve as starters if you didn't open a SwordSoul. Um, they're all broken. Like I've seen people cut Vishuda too, but that card is ridiculous. Adora is like also broken. Some of it, special Vishuda normal Adora is like the secret technique that plays around every hand trap. Um, yeah, this card is so much follow up. I think if you start playing smart with your Taies, you can just start looping Source Souls. Also, a lot of people don't know like Vishuda Ashina combos. There's like a few of them where you just send different tennies and then do shenanigans. I want to talk more about Vessel, but I'll circle back to it. I'll just finish the deck list because a lot of people play Circle and stuff. But here, let me see. I played the Desires, Curse Broken, the Emergence, one Blackout. So yeah, you only need one. Whatever. This is one of the cards they cut. I also cut Summit, so I cut one Blackout, one Summit, to make the deck. So my deck's actually 39 cards. Like these are 39, and I have two more that I wanted to side, but my side deck was already full, so I was like, I'll just main them and then play 41. And it's like the Protos, which it kind of sucks this format right now, in the main deck at least, because I don't want to play this card against SwordSoul. I don't want to play it against Birds. And it's okay, I guess, against like Invoked, because you can call Dark, but yeah, it's not really great. So I wouldn't main it. If I had more space inside deck, I would side it. But I just tossed it in the main because like it's still Protoss, still like good, right? And then Imperial Order, because I just lose to Mystic Mine a lot, so I just decided to play it, and then it's just very high impact as opposed to something like Cosmic. Yeah, so I just decided to just main the Imperial Order because I wanted it somewhere on my list, and I don't want to side it. If I had more space in my deck, in my side deck, if I could have like 17 cards, I would either play like 39 or I would play like 2 Chalice or something, just to try to be Token Collector a little bit more consistently. Chalice over Droplet because you don't want to discard cards. Even though Droplet, whatever, you can't chain to it, but yeah, that's kind of the main deck.
So
and that
yeah, we saw that like you played like the Vessel like over Heavenly Dragonly. You know, we've seen a lot of people playing like both of those or just playing Heavenly. Not a lot of people are playing like just Vessel right now. Could you like explain why?
Yeah, so I think that's one of the biggest point of contentions that I see people play it. So, I don't get like why people play the Circle. I just think it's just a bad card in general. It's a neg 1 first of all, like in a vacuum, right? It's not a starter because it by itself it doesn't do anything. So you need like a Tenny to even like start playing. It's not really an extender. It's more of a concession to like Effect Veiler. Like that's kind of what it does. It just helps you play through like Veiler, and so that means that puts it in a real world place in your deck. Because the way I think about my deck is it's the roles that I want in my deck are Engine and like Disruptions, right? And the Engine is also starters, extenders, deck requirements, and then the Disruptions they're all my hand traps. So in this deck, the only deck requirements are like Blackout, and I think that's it. Protos, Blackout and Protos. But if you play Circle, you have to add the Water Tinny requirement, which is not great, but it's not bad. I actually think the Water Tinny is better than Circle itself. Like I would rather draw the Water Tinny than draw Heavenly Circle.
You're wild.
But I still don't want to draw the Water Tinny, yeah. And yeah, Circle doesn't fit any of those roles. It's like, it's a bad extender, it's a bad starter, it's like a Called by the Grave type of card, but it's worse than like Crossout. I'd rather play Crossout if you really want to beat Veiler in Perm, because then in the mirror match you can beat this card, I guess. Or you can also beat Nibiru when you have Crossout, which Circle doesn't really do. I just think everything it does it like really poorly, and it does do a lot of things. One of the best things you can do with Circle is search Protos, which Protos is bad this format, so I don't want to search Protos unless I'm playing like Phantom Knight. And you can force Boxia. Like if you go Boxia effect and they like try to negate it and you chain Circle to get it off the field, those are like the strongest plays you can make with it. Which I don't think it makes it. It's not enough for me to want to play the card. Like I don't never actually want to draw it. If I really want to play around like Effect Veiler, I'll play Crossout or whatever. But I still don't want to play Crossout because my deck's already like 39 cards, you know, or 41. And Vessel's just like way better all around. It's a starter extender. When you draw it with a Tenny, like it's just way stronger. So yeah, I just don't think Circle's the way.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. And I'm guessing you probably played like a lot of like mirror mat, like non-bird decks. Like Vessel is
Oh
so broken against like non-bird decks. You could like break so many boards like with tennies. It's insane.
yeah, no, I played one Invoked, one Tri Brigade, two birds in top four and finals. Oh, three birds, my bad. Those two, and then somebody else doing rounds, and then the rest of my games were mirror matches. And I didn't lose to any. I lost to the virtual world mirror match, I guess, but he beat me with Chuche's. He had Imperial Order Chuche, and he just poked me for 7 turns. So, it wasn't like the SwordSoul cards that beat me.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time my opponent would have Circle, I would be so happy. Like even when you go like Baylor Moye and they chain Circle, it's still an even trade, because they lose the Moye draw, they lose the Circle, so they're trading 2 cards, and they're trading for the effect Baylor, and they're getting the Chi Shao. So in terms of card advantage, it's like a fair trade. Whereas if you had cross out, it's an unfair trade because the Moye gets to draw a card. Yeah, it's just not worth it.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know how it became popular.
Yeah, I mean, the card isn't like that bad. I also think like I mean that's just like my opinion on it, but I think the water tenny is not the good one. I think like the wind one is way better because then it makes like Protos better versus bird. The wind one makes Baxia better. I don't know, I feel like there's just like the wind one I think is just a lot better, and like it gives you better attributes for Protos like banish. So I don't know why people are still playing the water one, even though like it does work pretty cool with like if you just end on monk and have blackout, like they can't just like beat over your monster or like Baxia combos. But I don't know, I like the wind one more.
I like the wind one too. I think last time I haven't played the circle build in a while, but last time I did have the wind one in my list. But then I figured it was probably just better to just don't even Protos bird, because you kind of go out of your way. You have to like already hard open this, Moye and Long Yuan. Otherwise, it's not worth to go out of your way to Protos. Because I think my Chi-Shao, so I always search Blackout with Chi-Shao, which is something I don't see anybody do. Everybody always searches Long Yuan, which I think is crazy. Blackout is just better. You're not gonna lose to Droplet, Dark Ruler, placement. Sometimes placement be better. This card is just way better. Like I don't know, Fleur. When you make Fleur, you kind of pretend that your board's trying to not get broken, but your board's always going to get broken. You just have to not die. And this card, like, you for sure don't die when you have this. But if you have Fleur, sometimes you can die. So yeah, if you're always searching this, that means that you're not searching Emergence with Chi-Shao, which means that you have to hard open Emergence. And then to make the Chi-Shao, you have to hard open Moye. And then if you open Moye this, you'd rather use this to search Long Yuan and end with Baron, Chi-Shao, Blackout than... Yeah, it's just not worth trying to Protos Birds is what I'm trying to get to. Yeah. Your hand has to be really weird.
Mm-hmm. No, a lot of the times I play versus like SwordSoul with Bird, and like they'll like Protos destroy their own Fleur Call Wind, and then I just like pass turn back to them, and they just don't end game, and it's like, oh wow, like that Protos just did nothing. Like they have to like have follow up plus have Protos for it to be like really worth it.
Yeah, in the SwordSoul versus Bird, you need to use your Chi-Shao to like negate the Warbler or some of the Tri-Brigades, and then you need to use your Fleur to try to negate like a Zeus play or the Canary, and then this card needs to try to stop the other Zeus play. So yeah, you don't want to pop your own Fleur because it's kind of wild.
Yeah. But do you want to move on to the Cider extra deck now? Actually, let's move on to the extra deck, because you showed me that spicy card before we hopped in.
Okay, yeah, that goes with the side deck, but so I mean, the extra deck is the same thing. Monk.
Could you turn those around, please?
Oh my bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, you probably can't tell what links these are. Yeah, monk, shaman. I don't know. I've seen people play 2. It's crazy. I wish I could play 5.
Oh yeah,
I
no,
go to
3
the
monk is so good. It blows my mind when people play 2.
Yeah, 2 shisha. I think it's crazy that the third one never comes up, and this is like the card you always make, but the third one never comes up. The Chang'e card's busted. Fleur, I was playing 2 for a couple times, but it does come. Second one does come up, but not that often. So, this guy, I forgot his name. Chopping. The Draco Berserk, the Yahtzee, double box here. Second one started coming up more once I started to play a little bit differently. But yeah, it's fine. You have a lot of space, and then my flex spots are Galleon Granite and Zoos. So,
like I'm guessing the Gallant's there because like the nib in the side deck.
yeah, so I'll just show this card, the side deck. This is like the only. So, I'll circle back to these. I'll come back to these after my side, so I can explain some of the theory. Cause this is like the only different thing that I was doing. So for my side, Cosmics. So that's my back row removal. I did Lightning Storm for a while, but Winda is just game, so I can't. I have to respect Winda. And Lightning Storm is not gonna beat the Schism, so roll. Yeah, it's just roll for bird, and then I'm doing Gamma, so it's like the best hand trap. Heart stops Moye because they can't. If you Veiler Moye and they just go summon Lowing One, synchro with it anyways. That hurts, but they can't do that if you Gamma it. Broken against bird also, just broken all around, like best going second hand trap. And then 2 nibs. Actually, I probably wouldn't play this if I didn't play Galleon Granite. And the reason I play Galleon Granite is because I'm siding token collectors, and so I'm siding token collectors because the only matches that I would lose was the mirror matches when my opponent opened slightly better than me. I wasn't losing against birds. Kamal was actually the first time I losing against birds. Yeah, I wasn't losing against birds. I was losing against Winda, but not a lot of people play Winda. Like game book deck, like you'll play maybe one per tournament, and then if you go first, you have a good shot of winning anyways. So yeah, I think overall I wasn't losing that many games except mirror matches when my opponent just high rolled me. So I needed to like something broken against the mirror match, and I was doing Gamma, and Gamma was broken in the mirror match, but that's just 3 cards, so I needed like more. And then I was trying Token Collector, but then I was like, if I Token Collector, what I do? I can't summon tokens, and I'm playing a token deck. Like I'm flooding getting myself. So I was like, if you draw Ecclesia, you can synchro, but you only play 3 Ecclesia. You can switch Token Collector to attack and crash. That's like super scuff, because then you have to play it in main phase 2 against their back row and their hand traps. So then I was like, what rank 4s are there? So you play a lot of level 4s, so you can make rank 4s. And the best one that I found was Gallant. Because you could make it detach immediately, because one of the conditions for a rank 4 to play with Token Collector is that you need to be able to detach the Token Collector immediately so that it's in your graveyard to disrupt during your next turn, which this fulfills. It needs to have more than 1700 attack, so you can run over Moye and Taye after you Token Collector them. This has 23, so it works. Also, it searches Nibiru, which is nice, and then it goes into Suze into main phase 2. So if they have like Moye, if you Token Collector them on like a Moye or a Long or a Taye, you can then normal summon one of your 11 level 4s that you play. Make this detach Token Collector so it's in your grave for their next turn. You get a Nibiru, so you're just not gonna die because you have Nibiru Token Collector. You attack over the Moye, just get off the field, and then main phase 2 you make Zeus, uses effect. If they have any impermanences or whatever set, you just deal with them because they have to chain it, and you just survive. And when you have Token Collector, and you enter a grind game, if you can, every turn you live, this card becomes better because it's trading every turn and you're not putting any investment into it. So, um, at the beginning of the format, I wasn't too worried about this card because the only decks that were playing it were decks that weren't that good anyways, like Invoke, Striker, or whatever. If a Bird player plays this card, then it becomes really scary because Bird is actually a good deck. If a SwordSoul player plays this card, it's also scary. But nobody knows how to nobody was doing it because it's hard to get it off your own field. But I figured this is probably the best way, and it worked out really well. There were two opponents that opened double D-Berry against me going first in the mirror match, and I beat it because I had the token collector play. So it was crazy. Yeah, this is just kind of an auto win, and I think it kind of ruins the mirror match. But I'm not playing any tournaments anymore this format, so I don't care. I'll just ruin it now. Yeah, I think this was the standout, and I won all my mirror matches. I drew this like half the time, but yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't really have any questions for you. You kind of explained like a lot of it. I like the theory on like the gallant like search nib because like you know if you have token collector nib like there's no way you lose next turn. Like they have to have an insane hand to beat that.
Yeah, so the hands that beat it are like vessel openers, which people just don't play. So I'm pretty happy that people weren't playing vessel.
Yeah, kind of works out.
Yeah.
But anything else you want to say?
No. Summary is that token collector's broken, gamma's broken, vessel's broken, circle sucks, and that's it.
Fair enough. Well, congrats on topping the YCS. I was rooting for you in the finals. I told you this right before we started recording. You're the guy that makes funny comments on the YouTube channel, so I had to root for you. Even though I like the bird deck, but I had to. Also, by the way, that was one of the most whack finals I've ever watched. It was so scuffed.
I opened Imperial Order, which I didn't want to play in my deck, and I was like, well, I get punished in the finals for playing a hard-going first card. And then he passes, and I'm like, well, I get rewarded in the finals for playing hard-going first cards. But then I have literally just Protos. I actually misplayed. I was supposed to... I go Rhoda, right? And I got Moye because I thought I was going first because he passed. But then I remembered... Because I like zoned out for a second. I remembered, wait, he has back row. He went first and he passed. I was like, I should have searched Long Yuan because he just has 2 sets. My Moye's never going to resolve. What am I doing? Whatever. Game 1 worked out. Game 2 and 3 didn't, but...
Yeah, it happens.
It was wild.
Yeah. I mean, you still did really well. You still got a prize card. I mean, that's insane.
Yeah, I got the backpack. I really wanted the backpack.
You get a backpack for topping now?
Second place gets a backpack. Only second place. Not first, third, or fourth.
Wow. It's actually kind of funny.
I've always wanted the backpack, so I guess.
I never even knew they gave that away. But that's honestly kind of cool, like prize support. But yeah. Anything else? Any extra like shout outs you wanna give before we go ahead and finish this up?
Shout outs to all the group chats I'm in, and yeah. Case tournament, 73 games. Message me on Facebook.
Yeah, I'll leave a link down below in the description to his Facebook, so that way you can go ahead and message him if you want to go ahead and get more information on that tournament. But all right. With all that being said, the DB Grinder signing off. Peace. Have a nice day. Stay safe.